like too forward, but I always knew that we were together. And so that's something we've never shared. So
But the other part that we never shared is we broke up that summer, where we were living on the opposite sides of town. And I said, you know what? You may want to date other guys. I may want to date other girls. And I didn't want to cheat on you. So I think we should break up. And we're Bible believers, we love Jesus and everything.
But we weren't saved then.
But Renee just cussed me out, y'all. She let me have it. Boy, she let me have it. Oh, man.
But, she was standing on business at 14.
Yeah, man. Serious. She was serious. And I thought I was doing the honorable thing by telling her the truth. I didn't want to cheat, so I said, let's just go our separate ways. So then you can, she wasn't having that.
No. So what city was this?
This is in Detroit.
Detroit.
Yep, Michigan.
Okay,
yep,
Detroit.
We both from Detroit. But I think
what area code is that?
313.
It's funny how everybody goes by the area code,
Yes.
7 mile, 8 mile, 6 miles. If you really we're right.
So going through those things, people have different backgrounds and things happen in their childhood growing up. How did you all navigate what I call the landmines of love in marriage? Because, people have trauma, they have different experiences. Oh, yeah. So what was your journey like as far as managing those spaces, managing those landmines in your marriage?
You want to start?
Now, mind you, when we started dating, like seriously dating, when he broke up with me at 14, then we started really dating for real at 18.
Yeah.
Okay. So remember, we are 18. We got married at 21. My mom was an addict and she got killed by a serial killer. My mom was never married. So I grew up being raised by kind of everyone in my family. Mm. So I had a lot of rejection issues. I had a lot of insecurities about, because my mom was very verbally abusive. So I had a lot of baggage. That being said, I think that the difference between our generation, like we were very resilient because we had to be. If I didn't get things figured out, I didn't have a backup plan. I couldn't say, well, if this doesn't work out, then I'm going to, because I was on my own. I lived on my own at 18. Gil's sister and I were roommates. Okay. So I think for us, because we didn't have social media, we didn't have a lot of those things. So you really had to spend a lot of time with yourself. We walked a lot. So I did a lot of thinking. And so I think that I was very aware of things about me that I didn't want to do. So when me and Gil got together, I had already decided some things I didn't want to do. Mm-hmm. And so I already had some boundaries for me. And so when we got together, I just saw him as someone who saw me and got me. Mm-hmm. And I appreciated that.
Yep. And for me, my parents got divorced when I was younger. So what I did was I realized early in my life, I wanted to be married even when I was younger. At that age of 14, 15, I knew I wanted a wife. I knew I wanted to be married. I knew that was an example of how I wanted to be, and I started working on those things, and that little thought stuck in the back of my mind, that I want to be married. So therefore, I also knew that there's things that I needed to learn and needed to do in order to be a husband.